Ugh, this lighting. Oh, man. We got this. We got this, guys. Hey. Oh my god, I need to change my shirt. Literally me and my perpetual fight against the lighting in this room. Like, what am I meant to do with this? I don't want to turn the big light on. Big light on sucks. That's not so bad, I guess. The gay wall. Love. Right. I'm making this video because I'm so fucking tired of people shitting on women for being into Formula 1 or saying that they don't belong in the sport in general. I'm also sick of the fact that the women get shit for how they like the sport with like Thirsty Thursdays and stuff like that. Hey, hey! Hey guys, what's up? I'm low-key kind of mad. Like, I've been thinking about Formula 1 and its fan base for a while, and it's just kind of toxic. You have to be the right kind of fan or else you're not actually a fan. Anyway, this is a video of me talking about why Formula 1 is for the girls. Stop. I'm also a pretty small channel. Like, I literally only have like 200-ish subscribers. The last time I made a video like this, it got more views than I expected it to with my bad video essays and its effect on a baby queer. That one. So if this attracts like the type of Formula 1 fans that I'm criticizing here, please be nice. And this channel's a safe space for queer people and women and anyone in general, so welcome, but like, be nice. Thank you. Formula 1 has been a male-dominated sport for its entire history, with almost all male drivers. There's only been 5 women who've raced in Formula 1, and the last woman to race in Formula 1 was in the 90s. It's been more than 30 years since the last woman raced in Formula 1, with Giovanna Amati in 1992. And out of all 5 women in all 73 years of Formula 1 history, only 1 woman has ever scored points in Formula 1. And she then only scored half a point because the race was cut short. Alongside Formula 1 being a male-dominated sport, it also has a primarily male audience. And only really very recently have women started to get into the sport, and contrary to popular belief, it's not because of Drive to Survive. Well, in a way it is, but only because Drive to Survive made Formula 1 accessible to demographics who it wasn't accessible to before. It's not because the drivers are attractive. It's not because of those ice bath videos that teams post. It's not because of any of that. If you claim that women are only interested in Formula 1 because of the attractive men, it's not only extremely insulting to the women, it's also insulting to Formula 1. It's like you're claiming the only interesting thing about Formula 1 is that there's attractive people in it, which is just not the case. There's so many interesting elements of Formula 1, from the strategy to the politics. It's a whole world, and there's more to it than just there are attractive drivers. What Drive to Survive did was give fans personalities to root for. And especially with like Charles Leclerc fans, it's really insulting to the people who are his fans and also to Charles Leclerc himself to say that the only reason that you're a fan of him is because of how attractive he is. It's insulting to the women, it's insulting to Charles, and it's insulting to Formula 1. Maybe Charles is their favorite because he's a good driver. Maybe because he drives for Ferrari. Maybe because, unlike many drivers, Charles Leclerc has a respectable, quiet, and likable demeanor, and he's humble. Formula 1 is a hard sport to get into if you don't know anything about it. It's really hard to understand what's happening as a beginner, which is why Drive to Survive is so amazing for beginners in the sport, because it gives an entry path for new fans, and it does it in an entertaining way. I'll be the first to say that Drive to Survive has massive flaws, especially in how it portrays some drivers like Max Verstappen, but in terms of new fans to the sport, it's very good. And I know that's exactly what people are mad about, is these new fans who come into the sport because of Drive to Survive, and then the other fans who got in for other reasons will say that they're not real fans, which is just frankly absurd. Like, hello, we're both fans of the same sport. It shouldn't matter why we got in. Like, I'm from a Formula 1 family, right? Kind of. My dad grew up in the Netherlands, and my family has been pretty in touch with our, like, Dutch heritage. In, like, 2015, my dad started talking about this guy, Max Verstappen, and how he's really good, and he's really young, and he has the ability to become a world champion, and he's Dutch. Then in 2016, Max won his race in Spain, And my dad started to watch Formula One every weekend that we were free. We also went to church, so not every Sunday we had the ability to watch Formula One, but he would always stay up to date with the results at least. I would join him sometimes, but I didn't really have the passion for it that he did at the time. I also didn't really understand it. I just rooted for Max because he's Dutch. I'm Dutch to some extent. I don't know. I grew up in the US, so I can't really say I'm Dutch, but my brother also started to get really into Formula One as well. Like, for a while, because of this, he was obsessed with go-karting. I remember there was a period of time where, like, he always wanted to go go-karting. He would talk about it every single time we would discuss, like, things to do as a family. He'd be like, we should go go-karting. And my mom started referring to my dad as Maxie whenever my dad would drive fast. So, like, Formula One was a big part of my life, even when I wasn't an active fan of it. I became more of a fan as years went on and Max got better and better, but I was never a fan to the extent that my dad and brother were. And even when Drive to Survive came out, I tried to watch it, 2018, 2019, I tried to watch it, but I think I got 30 minutes into the first episode and just stopped watching it. I don't know why. And then one year, 2021, I was making a gift for my brother. Actually, I was making him a homemade cardboard cutout of Daniel Ricciardo and also one of Max Verstappen. And my dad had been talking about how well Max has been doing that year and how he could really win a world championship. And it was November, so we're getting close to the end of the season. And so while I was working on my brother's gift, I decided to watch Drive to Survive. And then all of a sudden, somehow I was the biggest Formula One fan in the family. That's not an exaggeration. I don't even know how it happened. I was watching the practice sessions, the qualifying, and the race every week that it was on. And because I joined in the last bit of the 2021 season, I was anxiously awaiting for the 2022 season to start. And when it did, I was watching every single race weekend, all 3 practices, qualifying, and the race, no matter what time it was. And since we were in the US, a lot of times it would be extremely early in the morning for us. I knew everything about Formula One. And honestly, I don't know how that happened. It just kind of, one day I woke up and I knew what these things were. I could name every single driver on the grid as well as the past 25 years of world champions. That's not an exaggeration. It was crazy. I don't think I could do the past 25 years anymore, but at the time I could. And people can testify to that. And I used to always say that I became a fan of Formula One in 2016 when Max got his first win. But that's really not the case. I really only got into Formula One when I watched Drive to Survive in 2021. But I saw people making fun of other fans online for getting into the sport through Drive to Survive. And since, technically I had kind of been a fan since 2016 when Max won and I was, already kind of in it, I just said, I've been in it since 2016 when Max won his first race, blah. It was so that I could be accepted as a real fan, so I could feel like I was a real fan, even though I could have probably held a conversation with the most crazy of Formula One fans. And it was frustrating, and I'm just kind of over it now. I know I'm valid as a fan, and I know more than people who have been fans of the sport for years and years. I know more than my dad and my brother. They've been fans since the beginning, since 2016. But my point is, it doesn't fucking matter if you got into the sport because of Drive to Survive. It matters that you like the fucking sport. It matters that you're passionate and excited about watching it every weekend, and you get joy from experiencing Formula One. Also, many of the people who make fun of Formula One fans who got into it because of Drive to Survive are bad fans. And I normally don't believe in that kind of a thing. But these people are. First of all, making fun of someone because of how they got into a sport? What the fuck? Who told you that was okay? Do you really think you're so special that you get to dictate who's a fan and who's not a fan? And just because you were a fan before Drive to Survive was a thing, you're more special and you're a better fan. And then also the harassment that female Formula One fans face just like day to day and also at races that they attend. It's wild. We can look at the 2022 Dutch Grand Prix, I think, where there were many reports of sexual harassment and just like regular harassment towards the women in the stands. Like, we all love this sport. We all have that in common. Can we not just like... Jesus, like, can we not just like talk about that and talk about how much we love it and like fight over who's a better driver, Charles or Max? It's Max, obviously. It's hard to explain how frustrated this makes me because I'm a big fan of the sport. I love it. But seeing women online get harassed for liking Formula One, for talking about the fact that they like Formula One, for even saying, okay, this driver is attractive. Yes, I think so as well. Listen, bro, I don't know if you can see those flags. I'm not into men, but I can say objectively, Charles Leclerc is attractive. Okay, Lando Norris is attractive. My thoughts are gone at this point. I'm just like, my brain's kind of like done for the day. It's like 10 p.m. It just makes me so mad. And especially because a lot of the fans who've come in because of Drive to Survive are women. The other fans think it's like okay to like harass them more. Like, what's the point of saying the only reason you like these drivers and this sport is because they're attractive? I'm just over it at this point. Like, okay, I'm a fan. I got into it because of Drive to Survive. I still probably know a fuck ton more than half those other fans. And I feel weird saying that because it shouldn't matter if I know more or not. It should just matter that I like the sport, right? But I feel like I have to like justify my being a fan. I have to prove that I am a fan. Like, it doesn't matter if I know all these things about Formula One. It doesn't matter if I can name all the years that Michael Schumacher won the world championship as well as everyone else leading up to that. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it shouldn't matter. And I hate that I like felt the need to like say that in this video because it doesn't matter. It just matters that I like Formula One. If I like watching cars go around in circles, I can say I'm a fan of Formula One. I don't have to say that I know this, and this. Like, that's not what we're here for. We're here to enjoy a sport. I don't understand. Listen, if you know nothing about Formula One and you just like watching it because you think it's cool, and you really like Charles Leclerc, maybe because you watch Drive to Survive and you think he's a cool guy, and you watch it and you root for Charles Leclerc, that's great. You are a valid fan. I love you. You don't have to know jack shit about this sport to be a fan of it. And I understand that the sport changes when more people get involved in it, especially because of the influx of American fans such as myself. There's a lot of changes being made in Formula One that I don't really agree with, like the increase of street circuits, which I just hate with a burning passion for some reason. I just like, okay, I love Baku. That's my favorite track, actually. Every other street circuit besides Monaco, I fucking hate it. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know. But I know that for older fans, it can be hard to watch the sport change. But you have to remember that it always was changing. Like, it changed when the Halo was introduced. It changed when Antoine Hubert died. Okay? It's been changing throughout the years. If you look at a Formula One car from the early 2000s and look at one now, they look totally different. If you look at the way the point system worked in the early 2000s, or even like 10 years ago versus how they work now, it's different. It doesn't work the same way it used to. Sports change, and it's not always a bad thing. And you can't like justify being so mad about that. I can. I fucking hate street circuits. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I need to go to bed. I'm tired, guys. I don't know. This end of the video has been a fucking mess. Like, I'm just sitting here like, I don't know. I'm chilling. I'm just vibing, sitting on the edge of my bed like I could fall back right now. Literally, what am I talking about? This is what I get for not scripting more of the video. Like, I always know that I shouldn't do this. Work. Anyway, yeah, that's it for the video. I fucking love all of you so much. This video was a bit different to some of my other ones, but it's more similar to my one I posted like a month ago, like the bad video essays and its effect on a baby queer video, which I really liked. I really liked that video, and it got good engagement. So I'm trying it again, and it's about another thing that I'm pretty passionate about. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I love you very much. You're a valid fan. Oh, sorry. We got to introduce my like lizard. I've had him for like 8 years. He used to be my stress guy. I used to swing him around by his tail. Anyway, he's now a character here. I love you. Take your meds, take a nap, eat 3 meals. Drink water. Drink so much water. I'm not even joking. It's so good for you, and it's so good. Water can be delicious. You just gotta like I'm so thirsty right now. I wasn't thirsty before, but now I feel like, what the fuck am I even saying? Yeah. Anyway, I love you, I guess. No, I do love you. I do love you. Slay. Yay, Formula 1 season starts really soon. Blah. I don't know. Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari? What do we think? Crazy. Crazy things. We think Horner will be fired? Maybe? Horny Spice out? My god, I need to stop.